Point number 4. In the world of the natural sciences, constant relationships exist between phenomena. Why? Well, we don't know. The fact is that they do exist. Whenever 2 atoms of hydrogen bond with 1 atom of oxygen, a molecule of water results. And if we turn on a light switch, there is a flow of energy and the bulb lights up. And tomorrow, the sun will rise at a time we know to within 100th of a second. A nautical almanac can give us that information. It's true that when we approach more complex phenomena, constancy is no longer in absolute terms, but in probabilistic terms. For instance, we know that in 80% of breast cancer cases treated with a certain type of chemotherapy, the cancer is cured. And it isn't cured in the other 20%. Nevertheless, the results do reflect constancy, though in probabilistic terms. Well, this is another point of radical difference with the world of the social sciences, because in the social sciences there are no constants. Everything is variable. Why are there no constants in the world of social science? Why is everything variable? What is the object of research in the social sciences, in economics? Ideas. And ideas, dear students, are not given. Instead, they change constantly as a result of human beings' creative capacity, which is the most intimate characteristic of our nature. Human beings have an especially creative nature. What do human beings create? Ideas. Ideas about what? Ends and means. How? Constantly. So the object of research in the social sciences consists of something that is perpetually changing, and therefore there are no constants. If you recall, that is why the future is always ineradicably uncertain, in the sense that it is not to come, like in the world of the natural sciences, but is to be made, and we must make it with our entrepreneurship. Our entrepreneurial capacity helps us to cope with this uncertainty, in that we tend to achieve the goals we set for ourselves, though these goals, which are the ends we value, are not given, but remain open to our ability to create, modify, join or vary them, or change them altogether. Institutions are the other tool that helps us face the ineradicably uncertain future. As you know, institutions, for instance, language, morality, law, money, are pattern behaviors we learn to adopt because we realize that they help us accomplish our ends. So, these are the 2 tools, if you will, that human beings have for facing the future, which is ineradicably uncertain, because it depends on our creative capacity with respect to ends and means. Let's not kid ourselves into thinking these tools give constancy to the world. They simply permit us to contend with ineradicable uncertainty a bit more successfully. Even the social phenomena you think are the most constant are continually changing. We mustn't mistake slow change for an absence of change. Even Spanish, as an evolutionary language we have inherited from our parents, is not a dead thing that will be spoken forever and ever, just as we are speaking it now. On the contrary, it is continually being altered due to entrepreneurial use, and new terms appear. Many times my children use language I don't understand. Anyway, what I'm explaining is actually quite simple. If we could get into a time machine and travel back 50, 60, 100 years, we would see that the Spanish spoken then was not exactly the same as it is now, and it won't be the same 100 years from now either. It appears to be the same, but it's not. Even in the case of what appear to be the most constant institutional behaviors, we must not mistake slow change for an absence of change. For in the world of economic science, there are no constants. Everything is variable, in the sense that the object of research is ideas, and ideas are subject to human beings' entrepreneurial creativity, which is our most innate characteristic. The quintessential feature of our human nature is creativity. That's what distinguishes us from a piece of rock, a liver, or a plant. The fact is, though what I'm saying may seem abstract, it's actually pretty obvious. It should be plain to us that if we are studying the ideas people generate, how people act and how they interact, and as social scientists who view man as a creative actor, we clearly need to use a method radically different from the one suited to a natural scientist, who studies rocks, atoms, plants and livers, none of which are creative. At this stage, it should be obvious that it is much more commendable to be a social scientist than a natural scientist. It's much more difficult to discover the scientific truth in our field than in that of physics or chemistry, regardless of how much math natural scientists use, how many men they put on the moon, and how many bridges they build, etc.